Hey guys, Franchise here with Franchise80s.com, and thank you for joining me on another one of my videos. Today I wanted just to have a little bit of a discussion, a one-way discussion, that is, and give you a brief history of my company, Franchise80s.com, and my YouTube channel. And I wanted to share you guys a couple pictures of where kind of I got started with my business, and to tell you a little bit of about my journey, and how I ended up selling on eBay and ended up with this YouTube channel. So I started my company, Franchise80s.com, back in, I believe it was 98 or 99 is when I really started it. And I started selling online on eBay out of necessity. I was working in for my family's company at the time. I was doing, I was in the jewelry business. We were my family's business was the exclusive jeweler to Mervyn's of Southern California. We were here in Southern California. We had about 15 stores that we serviced, and they eventually went out of business, and so I had to find a new source of revenue. So I started my eBay company, Franchise80s, and I started selling on eBay. And along the way, I also sold at different locations around my area. It wasn't just online, but I had a spot at a couple antique stores where I would rent out a space, and I would put some of my items for sale. I'll show you a couple pictures here. One of the places that I put some of my items out, it was like they would give you a little display case, charge, I think it was like $100 a month, and you would sell your items. One of the antique places, I think, was called Grandma Darling's. I've sold there. I've sold at shows like Sugar Plum. That's more of like a craft show, but I was able to take some of my toys and collectibles and sell there in Buena Park. That's more recently, but also another place back in the day, about 8-9 years ago, was this place that you see here on the screen. Is called Sal's Gotta Have It. I had a little display case there. Sal's Gotta Have It featured toys and collectibles from all time periods, and there was a kind of a cool little store in the city of Buena Park, and I sold there for a little while. And then also I started selling at Frank & Son's Collectibles. They're one of the largest collectible shows here in Southern California, and they are in the city of Industry. Here's my booth here at Frank & Son's. When I first started out, I just had a table, and then I ended up having a booth like this one here. And then eventually it grew into this booth right here, which is a double booth. And I mainly focused on wrestling. I had a lot of wrestling, although I had other stuff. It was wrestling, and most of the stuff though was newer toys, but there were newer toys that had to do with the 80s, with the toy lines of the 80s and the shows of the 80s and the franchises of the 80s. So it was always based on the 80s, and it was the Frank & Son's Collectibles show. They're open on Wednesdays and Saturdays. It's only 2 days a week. So I would go and I would do the show on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but I did notice that I was almost spending more money than I was making, because I would get somebody to work my booth, and then I would walk around the show and I buy from other collectors and stuff. And then that's the curse of being a collector. You're trying to run a business, but you're also a collector. So I would end up buying stuff, and then even trading and things like that. But one of the cool things too is by having a booth there, a lot of people would come up to the booth and try to sell me some of their items, so I would be able to acquire some pretty cool stuff. And eventually, what I started doing is I started listing more on eBay while I was there at the booth, and I was growing on eBay, and so I found it more profitable to just sell online and not have the overhead of the price I was paying, and then also the hassle of having to go there and work the booth and stuff. So I eventually closed it down, and I just started selling online exclusively, and that worked out, and it's working out now. And it gave me more time to be able to go to different places to find some of the collectibles and stuff that I do feature online. And I kind of went from selling the things that you see here on the screen, which is more of the newer stuff, to selling vintage and original items from 30 years ago, from the 1980s specifically. Then I branched out to the 70s and then the 90s. So Franchise80s really celebrates most of the toy lines from the 70s, the 80s, 90s, and today, because I've even incorporated today's toys. I mean, you have to expand and continuously evolve, and that's what I've been doing with my business. And now I go toy hunting not only at estate sales and flea markets and garage sales and thrift stores. I go there and I specifically look for vintage items and classic items from these time periods. But I also go to retail stores such as Walmart, Kmart, Target, and anywhere I can go that sells current stuff, because I'm able to also find great deals on some of the current toy lines that they have now. And my eBay page now is kind of it's evolved into an eclectic mesh of vintage and rare items to some of the new and current and exciting items that you have now, and not just toys, but collectibles of any kind, of advertising art, anything that I find collectible and entertaining. There's a wide variety of items and products, from items that are only $4 or $5 to items that are $4,000 and $5,000. And my franchise 80s eBay store evolved so much that I had to change the name. I mean, Franchise80s is my parent company. It's the name of my YouTube channel, and it's associated with most everything that I do as far as my online presence. But my eBay page, my eBay store, is actually now called Franchise Auctions, because I focus on all sorts of great stuff, not just things from the 80s, even some of the current stuff like I was telling you guys, and then pretty much anything that is unique and exciting and rare, and I have. It's a lot of fun to go to some of these places, and I find some really cool and unique stuff. And when I do that, I take great pleasure in making them available online and to purchase. And one of the ways I do this, that I sell online, that's worked out for me, is that I put it. I don't do a lot of auctions. I'll do some auctions just so I can get people to bid on things really cheaply, so then they can click on my eBay store and see some of my other items, just to drive traffic onto my eBay page. But most of my items, the bulk of my items that I have, they're on there as buy it nows, and I have them on there as buy it now. It's not the cheapest price. A lot of times my stuff is so unique that there's not very many people selling it on eBay. But the newer current stuff that you'll see some people probably selling it a little bit cheaper than me. But that's because I'm not looking to get that price. What I want is to induce offers. Okay, so if someone's selling a certain item for $12, I'll have it on there for $14.99 or best offer, because a lot of times I'm gonna take less than the $12 that the other person has it for. I'm gonna probably take 9 or 10, and instead of having it for 9 or 10, just right off the bat, put the lowest price I'll take on it, is because I want people to make me an offer, for a couple reasons. One, they might offer me more than what I was going to put it on there, and I'll make a little bit extra money. I mean, after all, I am in this business to make money, right? So, but another reason is that when they offer me a price, they're the ones that are offering me the price. So they're obviously happy with that price. That's what they feel good about paying for it. So if I can accept somebody's offer, I'll do so. I would much rather sell something with somebody making me an offer that I can accept, because that means that I'm happy with the amount of money that I receive for it, and they're happy with the amount of money they spent to purchase the item. So everybody wins. That's why I've been able to keep 100% positive feedback rating for so many years. It's a very difficult thing to do nowadays on eBay, 100%. Also, I'm an eBay power seller and an eBay top-rated seller. And those are things that are very difficult to achieve. I'm very proud of my power seller status. Only about 4% of sellers on eBay are able to reach power seller status. And that's very difficult to do. 4% is a very, very low number, especially when you're talking that there's millions and millions of sellers on eBay, and only 4% of that millions and millions of sellers, only 4% of that community ever achieve the power seller status. So I'm in a very elite group, which I'm very proud of. So it's pretty awesome to be able to continue to be successful on eBay and to have that power seller status. Once you achieve something like that, it helps your business grow. So please, if you have a chance, check out my eBay page. Again, it's on. You go to eBay, you search for sellers. You just type in franchise auctions, all one word, and you'll find me. An easier way to get there is a direct link, which I have. I own the domain name franchise80s.com. So you would type in the address bar www.franchiseauctions.com, and it'll take you there. You can also type in www.80s toys.info, and that will take you also to my eBay store. And of course, franchise80s.com. So www.franchise80s.com will bring you right here to my YouTube page, which you will find links to my eBay page in the descriptions below, and then all over this video. I'll probably have tags and stuff on this video for you to go check out my eBay page. So please do so if you have a chance, and then also please hit like and subscribe. If you can do anything for me, you can do those two things. I would really appreciate it. And I will be back next time with another entertaining video. And I want to say again, really, really appreciate all of you guys for tuning in. And if you have any suggestions of anything you want to see, or any suggestions about helping me out with my YouTube channel, please comment below, and I'll read every one of them, and I'll, if I can, I will implement the advice. So thank you once again, and I hope you enjoy all my videos here on my YouTube channel, and like I said, I will see you next time. Don't forget to check out the links in the description below, and thanks again, guys.